Hello, thank you for listening to the Fillet podcast. This is episode 169. I am Grant Fierro here with Mike Medina and special guest, returning guest, Daniel Policelli.
Yo,
What up?
I think he's the most return.
Yeah, is this your third time on Fillet?
Yeah, I guess so. Like the Saudi one, and then one when I was in San Diego.
Yeah. Third episode. Sick. That's that. Yeah, well, I mean, I mentioned it last week.
Multiple times.
But yeah, we wanted to have you on. I mean, of course, you've been on before, and you went to the Dime Challenge this weekend, so that was definitely one thing we wanted to talk about, which we could just start out with, honestly. So Mike and I, obviously, we saw a bunch of the clips on Instagram. We saw a cater tail drop off of a 15-foot drop. We saw a little bit of the game of skate, where I heard a shot rolled his ankle, and a few other things. But you were there. So I don't know. I guess first, is there anything that stood out or different than last year, or kind of anything in general?
Well, okay, this year there was a lot more people. Dude, it was insane. I think
I noticed that.
Yeah, they usually do it at Lataz Skate Park. It's like this big indoor skate park in Montreal.
Uh-huh.
But I honestly think they might need to find a new spot next year, maybe a bigger spot, because it felt like everyone was really crammed, and I don't know, it just felt like it was too small of a space now.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know, but I did write some stuff just so I could remember.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, obviously it was a lot bigger. So it said it was gonna start at 1, and it didn't actually start till 3:30ish. So everyone was kind of just outside of the park. There's a big gate that opens up, and we were all just standing out there. And I sent a video to you.
Yeah.
The Joe Valdez someone open the gate. But everyone was just packed together, and it was 30 degrees that day. I'm not sure what that is.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
For Montreal midsummer, that's really hot. And,
oh, it's hot. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know.
30 degrees is hot. Oh, Celsius, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But, yeah. So I don't know if they were even selling water there. It was just beer, and I think there was some box cucumber water or something. But the people serving the drinks and stuff, they're filling up buckets of water and throwing it into the crowd. People were oh, throw dude, it was, I don't know. And then,
sounds insane.
Yeah, and so I don't know. They finally opened the gate, and there was a lot of security this year. Obviously, and I remember I was at the very front, and I was pushed up against the security guard, and the crowd, I don't know, they're just getting so rowdy because everyone's kind of drunk or something or whatever.
Yeah.
They were started pushing to get in because the gate was open just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
And I remember once the gate went up, everyone was just roaring, I don't know, going crazy. And I remember I think one security got pushed over.
Oh wow,
that sucks. Being pushed up, and he was "Yo, stand back."
Yeah.
And dude, I don't know, everyone was just kind of over it, so they just pushed through and ran in to get a good spot.
Wow.
And, going up the bleachers or whatever.
Yeah.
I got up to the top, and it started getting super wobbly.
Oh, that's sketchy.
So I just walked back down to the ground.
Gnarly.
But it's it's pretty hard to get a good spot, especially with security too. They were I don't know, if you had a foot past the thing, they were telling you to move back.
Yeah.
Stuff, these little barriers.
Yeah.
It definitely. Or go on.
Okay, yeah. Just one question I had was, you texted me this weekend that they wouldn't. Okay, well, just to preface, in the last year you filmed, and you put a bunch of the footage out before Thrasher did, basically. And you told me that there was no filming this year, so
yeah,
I assume that was they told everyone no filming. Were you singled out at all? Did they know that it was you personally that put a bunch of footage out first, or was it kind of just everyone?
Honestly, I hope not. I don't know. Yeah, I filmed last year. I don't know, because it was chill. It was a lot more chill last year, and I brought my camera, didn't say anything, and I filmed the whole thing. I think sometimes people thought last year that I was for Thrasher or something, because someone go in the front, to get shit.
Yeah.
It was just the HPX camera. But yeah, this year like I walked up with it, and one of like I guess like the producers, like the dude like running the whole thing, like straight up saw the camera right away and was like, yeah, he was like, yo, like unless you're part of Thrasher, like you're not filming, like you have a lot of time to like figure out like what you want to do. I was like, true, right?
Yeah.
So, like obviously I was a bit bummed because it's shit, but yeah, I had to like find someone who had a car there and just I kept it in there.
Okay.
But, yeah, like last year I did put the edit up a few days before them.
Yeah.
Makes sense because like
they want Thrasher pays for it.
Yeah. So
how many of these have you been to?
Last year was the first one that I went to.
How many are there? How long have they been doing this?
This was the fourth one. So there's 2015, 2016 last year and this year.
Dang.
The first year it was like in a little.
You've been to every single one of them?
Sorry?
You've been to every single one?
No, just the last year was my first year, and I know people that have been to the previous ones.
Rad.
The first year it was like in a little warehouse.
What is your to watch personally, like in person?
Sorry, it like broke up.
Yeah, my internet's shit, dude. Especially with being in Canada and fucking San Diego, like we're all over. But no, I was saying, what is your favorite personally, person?
Obstacle?
Your favorite event, like during the day to watch?
Oh, okay.
Challenge.
Yeah, challenge.
Yeah. I think the speed challenge is really fun, just because like people get so like I don't know, everyone just gets rowdy like the entire contest, but it's just funny seeing people like roll in and try a trick.
Yeah.
Volcano challenge is pretty sick too.
Dude, that looked psycho. Well, the speed challenge that Tom Knox backsmith the ledge was gnarly.
Dude, yeah. Okay, so
Crook, that was insane.
Yeah.
Because it was like I don't know, maybe it was because it was so hot in that little warehouse or park or whatever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a big like BO hotbox, like someone was saying, which is kind of funny.
Oh, I
but
bet.
like, dude, it was so humid in there, and like everyone was like obviously like screaming and everything, and the like mist, like those like smoke machines for like I don't know, and the ground was like getting wet.
Yeah, it looked wet in some of the footage.
Yeah. Like it was fine for the wall ride challenge, which was the first one. Like we'll talk about that, but for the speed challenge, it was the second one, and the ground just got super wet, and it kind of just turned into like a power slide contest. Like, it was pretty dangerous, man. Like
that's sketchy.
But
wow.
Yeah, Tom Knox, dude, he's like really sick to see skate in person.
I bet. Tom Knox is so cool. Remind me, who won the wall ride? Was it a shot?
I forgot his. So no one. The biggest thing was a 20-foot.
But did multiple people do it? I
think no one did the 20-foot, but there was one dude trying it, and I forget his name.
Okay.
I'm not too sure because like I didn't stay for the for them announcing the winners. Like I had to go.
Oh yeah.
And then we left. But I know like Ashad was doing a lot of them, like front side too.
Yeah, I saw him do either like 18 or 19 foot one front side, and someone was doing switch ones that were pretty big too.
Yeah, Zared.
Yeah, Zared.
Mm-hmm.
Cater was doing like I don't know like what feet, but he did a lot of them. John Gardner.
Oh yeah,
killing it.
Sick.
I think Danny Way tried it, and it was on Thrasher's Instagram story. He kind of like jumped out and landed really weird on his like ankle or something.
Whoa.
Like it looked kind of nasty, but
yeah, that's scary.
It was on Thrasher's story. I know that. But
yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. And so where in this day of events, like where's the game of skate?
It's like usually in the middle.
Okay.
This year was in the middle.
Yeah. So for me personally, I watched maybe like 10 minutes or maybe 15 minutes of it like live on Dime's Instagram. And so by the time I got on it, Ashad had A and Wade didn't have any letters, and there was a bunch of people commenting that Ashad rolled his ankle. And then I saw Wade do a switch hard flip, and Ashad didn't even try it, and they gave him T, and then I don't know if it was like every letter it was this huge deal, but when Ashad got T, it was like no one skated for like 3 minutes, and everyone was screaming and like it looked insane. I was like, "What's going on? Is it just over?"
like they treat it like a boxing match, so they have like intermissions.
Oh.
So like I don't know. I guess it was during an intermission. They weren't skating. Like during the skate, security it seemed like everywhere I went to, like there was a security guard, like right in front of me, like the same security guard too. Like the same 2 security guards were always in front of me, so I always had to like duck around or something.
Yeah.
Like I was on the quarter pipe. Would like if you step just a little bit into the course, like oh get back, or they'll kick you out. You know, like
yeah.
I remember like one dude, he had like 2 beers in his hand and was just like walking wherever, and they started like pushing him out, and they like kind of pushed me too.
Oh yeah.
Like really bummed. Like there was even like one dude who's like telling them to fuck off and everything. Like
wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's probably so hectic. All those people, and it just seems so gnarly.
Yeah, like I did see most of the game. But
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if Ashad rolled it during the contest, because I think only the volcano challenge, the speed challenge, and the wall ride. He was skating during all those.
Yeah, interesting.
I think he might have injured it like before the contest.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know you told me, and I also saw clips on Instagram, like him and Cater and Gerwer and a few other people had been up, like they're in Toronto and Montreal for like the whole week before skating. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's obviously definitely possible he rolled it at any of those during that trip. It did kind of suck to see him like not, and I guess before that switch hard flip, maybe Wade did a switch flip and Ishad took a letter too. Like I think he took 1 or 2 letters.
There was one trick that I saw where he was just like he just like did the letter like on his, I think it was an S, like he went like that.
Oh really? That's with the T. He did the same thing on the switch hard flip. I think he just like put up a T and then everyone went insane.
The switch hard flip that Wade did was, it was good. It was so good.
I didn't know any of this. That sucks.
Yeah, I would have been hyped for it to be more like if Shad was all the way healthy. But I don't know.
The game
I also
did.
What was that, Daniel?
It was a long game. Like he did really good.
Yeah.
Side of it, I guess.
Yeah, it did seem lengthy. But at the same time, I also kind of feel like it's like Wade's game of skate with Dime, and I feel like it's going to be Wade forever.
Yeah.
Or at least like for a while. Like, you know, it's like so perfect with him and like the funny skits every year and like I don't know.
I read it or like heard it, but I think it's like his last one.
Oh, this year was?
Yeah, that's what I saw too.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
So I don't know, like, I don't know what they're gonna do next year, to be honest. But yeah.
Interesting.
But
wow.
Yeah, before the game of skate was the volcano challenge. I remember before so after the speed challenge, they like had to get everyone out.
Yeah.
Volcano. And yeah, so for the volcano challenge, I don't know. Yeah, you guys saw like obviously the setup. It was
they're just launching, right?
A big like quarter pipe. There was like a ledge in the middle, but quarter pipe.
Yeah.
And like Louis Lopez got a bunch of tricks on there.
I think I saw Evan fly over that thing pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
too.
like dude, again, John Gardner. I think he killed it in every like challenge. Pretty much. Like,
who's John Gardner? I'm not familiar.
He's on on the DC video that just came out, and he's
the street sweeper one.
The short dude kind of does like weird tricks.
He has a clip mic where he jumps up the board, but he like goes
underneath.
Yeah, that dude.
Yeah, he goes underneath the bump to bar.
Yeah, he's like DC creature.
Okay, sick. I'm familiar.
Yeah,
and that was sick as fuck.
Like I was pretty close, but when the fire would go on, man, like it was really hot. Like
dude,
like it was sketchy too, because sometimes people would land a trick and they'd put the fire up, and someone else would roll in to like do their trick, not knowing that the fire was gonna go up.
That's so nice.
To like jump off.
I like it. I like how sketchy it is.
Brian from Dime, right? He got like lit on fire basically.
Yeah, I think they're all called Brian from Dime.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was funny.
Dude, that looks gnarly. Like he was actually like inflamed.
Yeah. He had like, you could tell he had like lighter fluid or whatever on him. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, during that thing, I think it was Cal and Paul. he like tried to do like a ride-on back lip and shot his board out, and Tyshawn was going like at the same time on the one side, and I remember his board just like totally hit Tyshawn in the ear, but like totally fine, but it was like
it sucks.
in person.
Yeah, I bet. That's a scary moment. I think it was Antoine Asselin front blended that ledge.
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, that looked insane. That ledge looked so tall.
Yeah. Spencer Hamilton did backtail. Louis Lopez back blunt to fakie.
Wow.
Dustin Henry had like the best trick, in my opinion. If you saw, it was like 180 fakie manual.
Yeah, I did see that.
Fake, like,
yeah, that was Buck.
And he was like so close to just like sliding out. And
yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
So was the tail drop?
Such an awesome
what do they call it? The pyramid challenge. Was that the last one of the day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before that though was the gladiator challenge.
Oh yeah. Dude, the wrecking ball was amazing.
So you guys saw like on Instagram, like Wrecking Ball, he posted that thing like, "Yo, you're lucky, Dime," and he's like,
"Yeah." I was like, "No, this is a setup. He's going for sure."
And like even like Brian Panibianco, like he commented, like he was like, "Damn, like surgery," like you could tell like they're all in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was funny how they did it like a WWE entrance kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where he's like walking in the hallways and kicks the door open. He's
so
there.
Perfect.
And dude, I'm going to be honest, I think like it was maybe a little staged that he won.
Oh, really?
Or like I think they staged it so that Dante or whatever would be like it would be him and like Wack in the finals.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching it on Instagram after and like
they had instant beef.
Spencer just like jumps off. Like he doesn't.
Oh, really?
By anyone.
Interesting.
So maybe they like wanted to do it so it was them two in the finals, but
yeah,
it was really sick.
And it was like, I mean, it wasn't really like Weck like slammed him off. Like, or I don't know if Weck was kind of faking it, like what you're saying, but it looked like he was like out of control. Yeah, like he could barely like stay on his board.
I was so surprised he like stayed on that.
Yeah, it looked like he was gonna fall for sure. Have Weck and Dante had like Instagram beef in the past?
I remember like Dante. Was it Dante or Dante?
I think it's Dante.
Yeah, like there was something. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was like early on.
I bet. My guess. I don't remember it at all, but I could just see Weck like making fun of him for all of his like boxing stuff that he does.
That's what I was gonna say. I think
that's what it was.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There was a graphic that came out for a Shake Junt T-shirt with like him with boxing gloves or some shit.
Yeah, I think
and Weck made fun of it, and then they got after each other in the comments a little bit, and it definitely seemed like Dante took it way more serious than fucking Weck did.
Like I swear he DM'd him or something.
For sure.
I remember partially. I think maybe on the shirt it said like undefeated or back-to-back champion or like something along those lines, like fighter
pound for pound champion in it.
Yeah, and I think Weck
like
was saying like, "What are you champion of?" or something like that.
No, he's talking about how skinny he is, like pound for pound, like you're not pound, like you weigh something or another.
Yeah,
that's like a thing.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, they should put Weck in the game of Skate.
Yeah, I honestly thought
that'd be sick.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah, so Weck wins the Gladiator Challenge, and then comes the Pyramid, the huge tail drop.
Yeah, the Pyramid was the last challenge.
That's insane.
Again, like Zared did it switch at some point.
Dude, that was gnarly.
Yeah, that was insane. How long does the whole thing last from beginning to end?
Like the whole day? Or
like, what do you mean by all day? Like, do you leave at 5 o'clock in the morning?
Oh, okay. So yeah, it said the challenge was gonna start at 1, but it ended up starting at like 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Pyramid Challenge, which is the last one, it ended at probably like 7:30 or something.
Oh,
yeah.
It's like 4 hours.
Like it was dark outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
For some reason, I assumed it would take longer than that. Honestly,
it's kind of cool that it's like, yeah, I figured it might be like so lengthy for them like having to set things up and stuff, but I'm sure they have it like pretty dialed.
There's multiple.
My other question is,
that they have
did they do the? Did they do Valdez?
Oh, okay, I didn't hear that just till now. So, yeah, like the intro of the whole like thing. They did a national anthem, like an "Oh Yeah" anthem. Dude, if like you didn't skate and you didn't know like what this stuff was, it would be so weird to see this like in person. Yeah, pretty much, dude. Okay, so the dude Alexis Lacroix or whatever, but you guys know he does like the ski jump, like
Yeah.
yeah, he's really really good at skating. But he comes out and he like starts singing this "Oh Yeah" like national anthem because his Instagram's like "Oh Yeah," like,
Yeah.
and there was like 8 dudes or 8 people in like these like hood like these robes. And they're singing the anthem, and then like Jamal Smith comes in on like a unicorn, and like they're singing the song, and then there's like a baby that like comes down from the ceiling, and they like bless it or something, and then it goes like back up on a string, like it's like a toy baby.
Yeah.
And then like it was on the wall ride, and there's like a hole, and Joe Valdez like pops out and does like the thing, and everyone like goes like that. And
yeah.
Man, it was weird, but yeah.
I wonder, like, when I saw the clips of that on Instagram, I just sit there like, I wonder how they even think of this stuff.
It's
like, we're gonna have Jamal come in on this unicorn.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like they think of like the nerd shit and then they just do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're just down.
I love that.
It's so sick.
I love that. That's like my favorite thing.
Was there
so the
go ahead,
challenge though? They didn't do like the challenge or like the
No, they didn't do it this year.
Okay.
There was like kind of like a lot of new challenges.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that would switch it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
is one of my favorite ones. People always get smoked.
I was gonna say, okay, my favorite challenge is the gangster challenge. They didn't do it this year. But sometimes
people they didn't do it?
Sometimes people would do it because they like know, like challenge they'll try and do something, but that's my favorite one for sure.
Was it last year or 2 years ago when they did it skating over the couch? That one was so good.
Last year was skating over the couch.
What, Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby killed it in that.
But I remember Bobby was in like the very.
Did you shove it rewind?
Yeah, that was the very first year. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. And then I remember Wade skating in it too, maybe like nollie shove or something. All right, so this the tail drop one, the pyramid. But did you know, was there like any sort of height like for Caters, the gnarly one?
I wish maybe they did and I didn't hear it, but like I was super far away for that one.
Yeah.
It was like huge, and then I went up to it at the end, and I remember just like looking up and like, yo, this is not like, possible. Like I wish I could have gone like up to the top.
Yeah, just a look.
Yeah, it was like Cater and Frankie Decker and Spencer Hamilton too. They did like really high up, but Cater did like the tallest.
It's so gnarly.
Insane. Like he was just dropping.
I don't know why, like he just wouldn't have came to my mind as like the dude that would have won that.
Yeah, he was the MVP. I know that. Him and Louis.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, him and Louis. That's sick. But yeah, dude. You know what's funny was I saw some comments of people like measuring it in Caters. They're like things like 3 Caters. Yeah. That's so good. Oh, it's so sick. Dang. Well, yeah, it sounded sick. I'm hyped to see all the coverage, like the recap stuff this week on Thrasher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year,
have it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Like last year they did the street challenge this year too, but last year I don't know if they weren't filming or not, but there was no coverage of it. I wasn't actually there for it because I left that day. But this
is that the one where Jamal just keeps? Is that the one where Jamal just keeps doing fakey shove-its or whatever? Fakey 3 shoves?
Like how many tricks he can go down.
Dude, that is so fucking funny.
Yeah. So this year.
That is.
Yeah, dude. The street challenge I like better than the actual.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one with like Henry Gartland fucking launching off shit, right?
Dude,
I saw that.
Yeah.
That looked insane.
The hill they went to, you might have seen it in Pretty Sweet. Sean Malto like switch frontside flips over a rail.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
That's where it was. And what they did was they had like a ramp, and then they put like a launch ramp, like a little quarter pipe on top of the ramp.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
it looked huge.
Dude, yeah. And like the hill is so rough, and there's so many like little potholes and like cracks.
Yeah.
And Yeah, so again, like Simon was obviously killing. He did like a back three, and then like did a like he kind of like lost control, but saved it like with a revert. And
Oh,
vomited.
sick.
I love that. I love when that happens.
Jamie Thomas skated it. He Benny Hanna did. It was sick. Lee Yanku, obviously.
John Shanahan Nollies was sick.
Yeah, so after that, they skated over the rail too.
Oh, yeah. Sick.
Yeah. Ryan DeCenzo, tray flip.
Mm-hmm.
John Shanahan did like the nollie. I think Justin Henry switch 180'd it.
That's tight. I saw the clip of Simon just blasting like I don't know 19 feet or something. It said it was so buck.
It was 29.
Oh, was it?
What they said was 29.2. I don't know like where the 0.2 comes from, but it was in Jamie Thomas feet. Like he was measuring it.
Okay.
I'm like really excited to see like the video for that because I don't know. There's just some crazy stuff going down.
Yeah.
Like Simon and that dude. Was his name Henry Gartland? It's on Santa Cruz.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Henry.
Yeah, they were like going kind of at it, like
just seeing how far they can go.
John did like this huge Japan air. Shanahan. Alexis like LaCroix did the like ski jump thing.
I saw that. Yeah.
Wrecking Ball tried to skate it. He was trying kickflip Indy. I think he was over it.
That's amazing.
Cater obviously skating it.
Yeah.
This dude, like he's from Toronto. We all know him. Ethan Ackerman. And he did it barefoot.
Oh.
And, like at the end, like power slid, like on his ass, kind of.
Yeah.
Did like a lean back power slide, and everyone was going crazy. And then I remember I don't know what he did, but like he lost control and like did a revert and did it switch. And like hit his head and it was like bleeding and like I don't know, he didn't do any like it was bleeding, but I don't know, he kind of just wrapped it up. And then I remember seeing Wes, like this dude Ethan, he's like a little like he's like partially deaf.
Oh, okay.
I remember Wes was like right behind him, like looking, he's like looking at his head kind of and like, totally like unaware of it. But
oh wow,
everyone was, and like obviously like a lot of the pros don't know who he is, like he's just but it was really cool seeing that.
Yeah, that is sick. He skated it with him.
Yeah, Street Town, cool. I thought like there was security there, but it wasn't that much, and it just felt more like a skate section. Like everyone was kind of just on the sides of the hill.
Yeah,
it was a bit more like free for all kind of thing. It wasn't so like organized.
Yeah, it makes sense. Out in the street instead of a bunch of people in that warehouse, it's probably hectic. But no cops showed up?
No, they like got permits, I think, to skate.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like it was blocked off.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then like dudes were skating flat at the end of the hill too, like Yalte or like dude, watching him skate flat is insane.
He's crazy pop, huh?
Yeah, and like he's pretty tall. It just looks like the skateboard's like a toy for him, you know? Like I don't know, just the way he skates, it's really sick.
That's rad. Sick. Yeah, well
also
what's up?
For the nightlife, I guess. Road like Saint Laurent, and I guess maybe Dime tries to like sync up their event with this like street fest that goes on. Because the road gets blocked off and everyone's just walking around. Like it's cool to see, like, because all the pros will be there. You can go up, talk to them, whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember one night, I think we had left, but like security, like I guess got rowdy, and like security had like were macing people, like spraying all that shit.
Oh, I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, it was on Kayla's and Wrecking Ball's story.
Yeah.
So that was pretty crazy. Then one night, someone actually got shot. They were like in critical condition. I'm not sure like what happened.
Yeah.
Outside like the bar that everyone goes to, there's like this bar called Trash Bar. There's like a bullet in it and everything.
Wow.
But yeah, it's cool too.
What's the drinking age in Canada?
It's 18. And in Montreal, it's 18. And like for everywhere else, I think it's 19.
Wow. Interesting. Didn't know that.
Yeah, it seems pretty party weekend for sure for everyone out there.
Yeah, like the Jenkum dudes. I got like Ian from he was on the 9 Club.
Yeah.
We went up and said what up to him, like because I had won that Volume 1 challenge, like the best.
Oh
man.
yeah.
So I let him know. I was like, yo,
What
thanks.
what did you win?
And they were filming that Rospa's tapes.
Uh-huh.
Those like ones they go to events and the dude like I forget his name. I think Alex Rospa.
Yeah.
He like has like this little handy cam and they film like hijinks and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we kind of just like got to like follow them around and like they were filming stuff and we do this like little thing called like Did 'em Dirty like with our crew I guess. Where like we'll put the camera on selfie mode and we'll go up to someone and like shove the camera in their face, take a picture, and usually like they look pretty messed up because they're not expecting it.
Yeah.
So we did it like we try to do it with pros. So I didn't do any, but there was one of like Nora and Gary Rogers. Some did like
Did any of them get bummed, or they just thought it was funny?
some people like this one dude did it to Tyson Peterson.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Yo, delete that." But he was like so drunk that whole week. Like I don't think he skated once.
Really?
He was like so messed up that like he didn't see that my homie like saved it and then deleted it.
Oh.
But like yeah, they were
Dang.
filming. So hopefully like it's on the episode. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, they were filming. Jenkum was filming you. You're like your homies do
I wasn't
that.
doing it. It was like
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Wow, that's crazy.
Funny.
Yeah, for real. Sick. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we're hyped to see
I
that.
hope that does come out on Jankum. Fucking
Yeah,
love
that sounds pretty funny to watch.
Yeah. They had like lighter fluid and they were like lighting stuff up. I think it's on their story now too. Like the dude Ian, he would like light up his drink on fire and like try and get people to like drink it or something. And then like they lit the table on fire and it wasn't going out and they like ran out.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving along, we have some sick video parts. Mike, you just watched Lee Yankee's Baby Blue part, so I want to talk about this because
That's my third favorite part of the year so far.
yeah, that's what you said when you watched it.
Yeah, I'm stoked on
Why
it.
is that?
He's one of those dude that's like, it's like everything looks sick. There's no filler. There's no like, he does that nose grind nollie shove the hard way, like over on like a out ledge, which is really
Grant,
fucked up. I don't think I
you
don't
know,
see that one.
I know you know how crazy that
What?
is.
Yeah. So when we were out in Toronto, we went to that spot, and that spot is so hard to skate. I was tripping on that trick in this part.
It looks hard to skate.
Dude, that thing's tall and just weird, and the bank's weird.
And it's not like a ledge. It's like
Yeah, it's literally like a windowsill, and I'm surprised that metal even grinds. It's like a soft metal.
yeah, it's weird.
That thing is so weird. That trick definitely stood out.
Things from the part for sure.
Yeah, that looks so sick.
There's also like he also does like a kickflip wall ride, but it's like alley oop, like inside flip wall ride.
Mm-hmm.
That was wild. Then there's like a bump over bar that he kickflips wall rides.
Yeah,
like that. There's a lot of stuff in there I liked a lot, honestly.
So much pop.
There's
He
one
skates so
bump
fast.
I don't know. Yeah, there's a kickflip 50 on a kickflip from 50 on like a nipple high ledge.
Yeah, those ledges, I don't know how. Like, and you did from blunt, yeah, like in a line.
Yeah.
I think that if he didn't skate for such like a what's the word I want to use? I mean, he skates for heroin skateboards, which is like inherently maybe just a name people don't want to buy.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's maybe what it is, because like their team is great. He's excellent. There's no like denying his skill level. And like I know that a lot of people say like, well, Canadians don't get a lot of love anymore. I think that's starting to change. I think that he would be a guy that would get love. I think that Heroin Skateboards is just kind of like one of those brands that's like caters to a specific audience, maybe. Like I think, okay, I say that from a perspective of like a kid, right? Like getting their first board, something like that, right? Like you're not going to buy a board that says heroin on it.
Yeah.
It's just like a good chance you're just not.
But yeah, there's a really good chance they're not. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like a parent isn't going to bring
I wouldn't
the
be
kid
hyped on my kid. I wouldn't be hyped on my kid trying to buy that board. I would probably get him like, something that was more neutral looking.
Yeah.
A cool colorway, something like that. Like I'm speaking from an outside, like a person who doesn't know shit about skating. Like I'm not going to buy a board that says heroin on it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Daniel,
that's obviously that's the name of their thing, and that's how they do it. I get it. I'm
yeah.
not hating. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
strange.
Yeah.
Is he on Vans Canada, like that division of Vans, or is he kind of just like hooked up? Do you know?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I know he was on a Cyrus back in the day.
Yeah, I do remember that actually.
Oh,
He has
wow.
so much pop.
Yeah.
And then Mike, one thing you said when you watched that part, you said his ender wasn't even
Skates
at a
fast
spot.
as fuck.
Which Daniel, I know
Oh,
you
the
can attest to
ender?
this. Yeah, that ollie.
Like I haven't
That
been there in
ollie.
a while because
Spot.
the way people actually skate it, like it's not a spot anymore because it's all capped. But dude, I can't. Like I have to go back there just to see.
So it was a ledge spot.
It's a ledge spot, yeah. It's like the Tetra Pak kind of ledge spot, and he got caps. And he ollied up the first part, which is already pretty crazy, and then that grass gap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, which is I agree.
Yeah. Dude, he was going so fast.
If you just ollied up it.
Dude, that's gnarly. I mean, you can tell.
Awesome.
Like,
that
I'm sure. Go ahead, Mike.
No, that and like his trick selection, like I kind of don't know what I'm gonna get.
Yeah,
like, he does like traditional tricks, but he'll also early grab Wally some shit. You know what I mean? Like I like his style of skating. I have like one of the best frontside 360s ever. Sick. He whips that fucker around, dude.
And the part he did frontside flip like fakie 5-0, like revert. It was
like on a
pipe, but
that was awesome.
Like the pipe wasn't like stuck.
Yeah, the pipe kind of like moved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So sick. I actually, when I think of Lee Yankee, one of the things I think of is last year at the Dime Challenge doing that, skating down the hill, and he was doing front threes down it. Is so insane.
Yep.
Oh, that's wild.
That's his shit. He also did one in the speed challenge.
Yeah. One thing Daniel and we were just talking about before the show was, so this part was released probably like a week and a half ago on Thrasher. And I watched it, and then maybe later that day or the next day it was gone.
It was gone by like the end of not even, like it was probably only up for maybe like 5-6 hours.
Oh, really? Yeah, so super
I remember watching it, and my buddy wanted to watch it, and it was gone by the time, like, and I was like at the afternoon.
Yeah, so I was I was wondering why, because they didn't put it on their YouTube. It was just on their website. So I figured like, oh, maybe they don't have the rights to the song, so they just put it on their site so it doesn't get copyrighted.
Lee posted, he said someone didn't like this, like, forget how he worded it, but he was like, someone didn't like the song, so we had to take it down.
Oh, he put that on Instagram.
So maybe people thought it was like the artist, like they couldn't get the rights, or
yeah. Or, the other thing we were just talking about was Weeknd put out a video yesterday on Thrasher, and the song that Weeknd used for their entire 10-minute video is the song that Lee's part was edited to when it was first put on Thrasher. So I would assume, something with the song was why it got taken down, got re-edited, it's back up, which I'm just hyped it's up. But
I watched like the new song.
It's just so random.
The first time I watched it, I wasn't watching with audio, but the second edit like seemed good to me too.
Yeah, for sure. It was funny though for me. I was watching the new Weeknd video, which we can kind of transfer into whenever. I was watching that yesterday, and I was like, "Where?" I swear someone skated to this artist or this song recently, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I like saw someone say it on Instagram. I was like, "Oh yeah, that's what Lee's part was too." Now that part's gone. So yeah, kind of weird that
it's so random.
Yeah, timing and that it all went down like that. But I mean, either way, we got a sick Lee part and a really sick Weeknd video that I'm pretty stoked on right now.
I think this is like, I already forget what's come out this year, but this is like my favorite video of the year for sure.
The Weeknd one?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Dude, it's rad.
The intro made me say, what the fuck, in a good way. I was so confused in like such a comedic way. I loved it.
Yeah. That's sick. Is there anything in specific, Daniel, that you're like that just got you hyped on this edit?
It was like a mix of everything, like spot selection, trick selection, the filming and editing.
Yeah.
Like girl. I always like the little graphics that I think like Alexis does with Grant.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is sick that she does that.
Yeah. And like obviously I like to do manuals, and there was some really cool manuals in this part.
Was.
I do like how the song, like, it was one song that was 10 minutes and kind of just like went the entire time. That was really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was rad too because I don't remember ever seeing like that at all, really.
Yeah, like such a long
Especially for like, there's 2 video parts and the like montage in between kind of thing, and that the song fit all that is so sick.
It keeps going, and by the end you're like, damn, it's a good song.
Yeah, yeah, I downloaded it.
That's why they had to have it. That's why they said no, not for you, Lee. It's our song.
Yeah,
dude.
because I mean that could have to do with it. Like if they,
I'm sure, dude.
yeah, like if they have their whole 10-minute video they're about to drop edited to one song, and that song gets used a week before,
Yeah.
like they're probably like, oh.
I'm sure if like it was spread out like a pretty good amount, that they probably wouldn't care that it was the same song. But
Yeah.
it was like really close timing.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, I agree. I think for me, this was, out of all the weekend videos, probably my favorite one so far. And I've liked
Same.
ones in the past, but
Definitely.
this one just seemed to be like, just it all came together so good. Like the skateboarding,
Really
so
well put together.
Yeah, Grant Yansura does such a good job filming and editing them. And what, Daniel, you just said it, but
I
the
agree.
cool standout is always just those little graphics and the cool B-roll, just stuff in between clips real quick.
Yeah.
And then just like getting that Alexander Schmidt and then Trevor Thompson, 2 dudes, like I've seen them in some montages and stuff, but seeing their own video parts was so sick. And spot selection, like you touched on, was a lot of it just seems like some random neighborhood spots or just like weird stuff, which is cool because, I mean, you can tell a lot of the times that stuff isn't easy to skate, and spots are pretty much always harder to skate than they even look.
And I'm guessing like a lot of that stuff is in LA, so it's not like the usual LA spots you'll see.
Yeah, which is super cool. I love that they just like when dudes kind of put in the effort, I guess, just to find a new spot, instead of maybe like, oh, I want to do this ledge trick and I want to do it at this spot, at this spot that we've seen in a bunch of other videos, which isn't bad, but it's rad to see someone skate some random ledge that's next to a house. Right. He does a trick in the street and then hits it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's watch for sure. Like, you're not gonna be bummed that you watched that one.
Yeah, they did a really good.
I don't even like VX footage, and I'm using it.
I've already seen it twice. Like,
yeah, I watched it twice as well. Yeah.
There was like
my most watched thing. Daniel, did you happen to know? Do you follow Lee DuPont on Instagram?
No, I don't. Maybe I should though.
He posts for even if you don't like him or you don't follow what he does or whatever. I like him. I think he's a funny dude. I've partied with him before. But he posted yesterday. Was it yesterday, Grant?
Yeah, I believe it was yesterday.
Yeah, video came out yesterday.
The day before, I can't remember. But he posted some unseen footage of Dylan Reeder playing skate against Salabansi from, I think it was like 2000 or something, right?
It was probably around 2011 or 12. It was a street league. It was a year street league and X Games.
Well, you're right. No, was it a street league?
Yeah, it was that. It was street league.
No,
and
it
X
was like
Games.
an X Games.
Yeah, but there was a year where they did them like together, and it was at the Brazil contest.
Gotcha.
And you see Austin like in part of it like barely on the side, and it was before Dylan and Austin got on Huff, and Austin was wearing Converse. And I remember that whole like thing, like, oh, who are they going to skate for? All happening.
Yes.
But yeah,
I remember. You're totally right.
Yeah. It's like a maybe 3-minute or something game of skate going on between them, Dylan and Bastion, on Lee's Instagram TV. It's so sick. And like, dude, Dylan's tricks look so good in that. I was tripping out on
blasted.
I'll check it out for sure.
Dude, it is sick.
He does probably like the best half cab heel flip on flat ground I've ever seen. I don't know. I've watched that. That's been my most of the entire week was that so far.
I should watch it again. Yeah, dude, that thing's so sick.
I love seeing like unseen footage of people or like unseen stuff, I always think that's really like fun.
Yeah,
like remember cool. Just like randomly of Bastion, do you remember a few years ago when they dropped his like lost tapes part randomly where he just starts 15 stairs and shit?
Yeah.
Like what?
It's
what?
crazy that
how did that footage
not come out for that long?
Yeah.
That makes
insane.
no sense to me.
So crazy.
I love when shit like that happens. Unearthed footage.
Yeah. And Trey Williams, welcome to Primitive Part. So Primitive released that on their own. Start out with a team montage for a couple minutes, which Frankie Villani stood out looking good in that to me.
I really like their format.
I think they do it really well.
There's a lot of Montreal clips.
They always game in their shit. I like that.
Daniel, that was pretty recent, right? They were just out there.
Yeah, like if you saw the stories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think like Frankie and Neil had a lot of Montreal clips.
Yeah, I saw Robert Neal had a line at whatever those like plaza ledges everyone skates in Montreal are.
Yeah, like Peace Park.
Yeah, Peace Park. Yeah. And then Trey Williams' part was pretty
awesome.
Yeah.
I don't
very clean.
Really sick to see.
Very proper.
What was that, Daniel?
Like I don't really know him like too well, so
okay. Yeah.
Like to see his footage. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, that's a cool introduction for someone that hasn't seen him a bunch.
Yeah.
Really, really down to skate some gnarly rails. I think there's also some sick like ledge lines in there that were cool. Because I mean, not that I expect it, but I mean, I know he's gonna skate some gnarly rails, and it's sick to see the tricks that he does. But I liked some of the ledge lines and just other stuff that he did. Really good style, and part of it reminds me of Miles Silvis, how both of them seem to do that thing where even like down a handrail they pop out of their trick, like a back over crook or a front crook or even like a back nose blunt, kind of just like push out of it a little bit. I think that looks so good, and it's crazy to think about doing that down something. But yeah, that part was insane. Dustin Henry, pro for all timers. Mike, we're kind of getting back on this train of nearly weekly new pros in skateboarding finally again.
I like when this happens.
It's sick, yeah. So Dustin went pro. Daniel, was that at it was maybe like a day or two before Dime Challenge, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they already all out in Montreal?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I think like they were with they were just there skating for like
I mean that makes sense. All timers out there. And then the one thing I wrote down about that. What?
Who's pro for that brand? Him and Zared?
Him, Zared.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember of them turning anyone else pro.
The main people I think of when I think of all timers is like E.T., Dustin Henry, and Zared. Those are kind of like the names that come to my mind quick. And ET's not pro, so I can't think of any others.
I was always hoping Spencer was gonna ride for them.
Oh, it would have been sick. But to touch on this real quick, there's a video, All Timers posted it. I'm sure most people have seen it, of Soulja Boy congratulating Dustin Henry going pro, which someone sent that in a group chat that I'm in with just like everyone I skate with. And just from seeing like the thumbnail and the caption or whatever, I was like, there's no way this is real. Like, what?
Yeah, because
I was like, there's no way it's actually Soulja Boy congratulating Dustin Henry. And I clicked on it and I was like, what? How is this happening?
He says all timers skateboards and everything.
You know what's funny? If you listen, he says all timers skateboarders.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like pretty unnatural saying it all, but it was so funny. It's so random.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's hilarious.
There's like an app or like a website. I think it's called Cameo, and you could like set up your own account, and people could pay you for shoutouts.
Oh, I've actually seen. I think Kelly Hart posted about it.
Yeah, I think Kelly Hart, like Andy Roy. I know like a bunch of YouTubers have it, like skate YouTubers or whatever. So I think that probably could have been it, or they know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah, or some sort of like mutual friend of Soulja Boy somehow. I don't know, but
yeah,
it's so sick. Oh, that's amazing. What else we got on here? We got a couple other video parts. So Chris Jocelyn dropped a part for Edney's for his shoe, which he actually talked about this part when he was on the 9 Club.
Legends, dude.
Part. Yeah.
This was the most unexpected Chris Jocelyn. Yeah, most unexpected part ever from him.
Yeah, which is rad.
Offline.
Did you like watching?
No,
him
I'm
skate
not
like
mad
this?
at him, dude. He
Oh
does some
yeah.
very hard tricks.
Yeah, there's some sick
Dude,
ledge tricks.
Okay, I will say one thing. One thing that for sure stood out for me with the Chris Jocelyn part, excuse me, is that he is way better at switch stance skating than I thought he was.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's cool. Yeah, I don't really think of him as someone like
My God, like not saying that I thought he was shit, but like
yeah, there's some gnarly ones.
he does a bunch of switch tricks in this.
Dude, switch back lip front 270.
He's also really
Oh,
good
yeah.
at holding frontside nose slides, which is like
Yeah.
really hard to do.
He is a good front nose slider for sure.
Legs land all like sideways.
Yeah,
I like how he landed all sideways on that back lip.
Yeah, yeah. The trick.
If you're gonna do it, yes, land like a pretzel too.
The switch back lip front 270. It was like his feet shifted back and his shoulders kind of like whipped around, but his body was there, or like his legs. You know, it just looks so sick.
Yeah.
That was probably one of my favorites in the part.
Yeah,
I thought
it was
one of the sickest things. It's kind of
I
funny.
agree.
The crook with Trevor.
Like oh yeah.
So they wouldn't hit each other. That was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the way they like shifted up, was so sick.
Yeah, that was sick.
That's crazy. I was actually just.
Was that who that was, Trevor?
Yeah, it was Trevor McClung. I was actually talking about that spot the other day. I think it's such a cool spot because a lot of the times the tricks you see people do there is like there's not many spots like that. So it's like you just don't know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Like you just get a combination of like you'd see someone like maybe I can do this ledge trick, you know, like something flip out. Like I'll try to do that and just land into another ground on another ledge, and you just get like pretty creative tricks there. Like I remember a handful, like Dennis has had some sick stuff there. Evan skated it different. He did like a kickflip back power slide, like front shove, front big on it, which was cool. Don did a front crook to back Smith. That was sick. There's some rad tricks at that spot. Trent McClung killed that thing too in Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, back tail, backside flip, fakey 5-0. So sick.
I was thinking like some of that part, like I thought like, oh, maybe this is like Etney's album, like leftovers, but
yeah,
he already had like 10 minutes of stuff for that video. So it's just like, how does he have so much footage?
Dude, he does seem to be one of the dudes that puts out the most footage in skateboarding for sure. At the Etney's premiere that I went to, which wasn't like the world premiere, it was kind of like a little tour they did, so they did a handful. I heard people saying that he had, like, I guess they had 20 minutes of Jocelyn footage to go through to create what was his part in that video. So I'm sure there's definitely stuff from this that was filmed in that time frame, you know. And I mean, we know because he talked about it on the 9 Club that he was set out to do a ledge part as well. But he definitely just stacks so much footage.
Yeah, that's insane.
Mike, Phil Zweisen. I know you love Phil Zweisen. He's boys with Yarne.
He's awesome.
One of the skate Fillet favorites over here. So you saw his new Thrasher part?
Of course I did.
It
came
out like almost a week ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think I was probably in Montreal and I missed it, but I went back and watched it and I'm glad I did.
Dude, so crazy, like random tricks. Like when he rolls off that drop, that's like he barely can stand through it.
Yeah. Dude,
that was so insane.
Or like the power slide through the water, like those little things. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's so rad.
Amazing.
We had a really gnarly front 180 over like out of a bump over a pole.
Oh,
I remember that trick.
There's like a short ledge that they skated like into like a steep bank.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was like some guest clips in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there were a few.
Yeah, but I don't know. Good spots.
Yeah, really cool spots.
That was the whole like point of the, like there was like a kind of theme to the part where it was like kind of spots in the middle of nowhere or something.
Yeah, it did look like that. A lot of them. Yeah, like just random areas. Yeah. Now that you mentioned that water clip, I don't know if anyone hasn't seen, he has a full like water rain part with element that is so sick. It's just like crazy tricks into power slide. Dude, the water part is tight.
Yeah, I've seen that for sure.
It's like 8 different fountains in that shit.
It's so sick. I always trip out when people do manis through the water. Like I feel like I would just shoot out like the whole time. So rad.
Yeah, I don't know. All that stuff, it looks fun.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, he's one of those dudes, like a real good example of, I think for a lot of people, like you're gonna go skate or just like want to watch like some sick skating that just kind of has a fun feel to it. Like all his footage always has that. Like just the way it's filmed.
When
and
they did the
tricks
double
and
impact
songs.
part.
Dude, yeah, the double one with Yarne is so cool.
But
That was cool as fuck.
one thing that I noticed too, like with a lot of the parts that we're gonna talk about today, where we talked about like the B-roll, I was a fan of as well. 16mm film, it looked like. Just like the city shots and stuff. Just,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just blends in nice. I like
Yeah, I think that's actually like in some recent videos it stood out to me a lot. I think it's just like a cool addition to the video, to like the video parts. The other night I was in San Francisco this past weekend and I went to the 510 skate shop, which is in Berkeley, California. Their video premiered, which will be out on Thrasher this weekend, I believe it is. And there's really cool B-roll in there of kind of just, it's like photos of in between clips that will go real quick. And I thought that was so sick. It was just a rad like way to mix footage in, and I don't know, just adds to the video. You know, it just makes it look really rad.
for sure.
Yeah. And then the last part that we have on this list here, Cam Sedlick had a part for Fact brand on Thrasher, which, if you need a reminder, he ollies into that gnarly bank in downtown LA. It's like almost a wall.
Is that like where that is?
Yeah, right by that set that everyone skates. The one Antonio Doral switch front heels over the rail. That's like the tallest switch front heel ever. Yeah, same spot. So Cam
Who
is
does the
actually
switch front?
Antonio Doral.
It was like the most.
Who did a switch front heel?
Antonio Doral and that numbers edit. They're like the first or second one.
And that was the best.
Super popped one. Yeah. Yeah, so I was hyped on Cam's part. I know him a little bit, but I'm not like good friends with him at all. But he's from San Diego area, so I like see him around at parks a little bit. But his footage in this was so cool. I think like really cool lines. He does an alley wall right on a bank wall. It looks so sick. But just kind of another example, we've said it a few times today, of cool spots and trick selection, especially being someone in Southern California. Kind of like what we said at the weekend video, it kind of takes extra effort to find stuff that isn't skated all the time. And I think that's really cool to skate some random flat gaps or just a weird bank to wall, just stuff like that he skated in that part. That was so sick. And I also love to see, like, he went to a famous spot. Everyone goes there to maybe do wall rides going down the sidewalk or jump down those stairs, but alling into that bank was just insane. There's actually, he has an ad in the new Thrasher, the Brennan Westgate cover one, a photo of that, and it just looks so gnarly.
Like the backside 360 on the grass gap, I thought was really sick.
Yeah, dude, he's
like, too.
He's super good at back threes. He actually back three'd the 18 that Malto back overcooked in Pretty Sweet, the one where the intro is.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, he back three'd those stairs, like in a past part of his. And there's attempts online of him trying to back three El Toro that were pretty promising attempts. So, I mean, I don't think, at least by now, maybe he did it and it's going to be for a different video, or maybe he'll try it again in the future, but he's definitely down to back three some gnarly stuff.
That's insane.
Which I also think it's cool when you know someone can back three some huge stairs and then they back three some like gnarly flat gap, just because it's so different. It's just cool to see, you know, like, yeah, he can do it down the 18, and that is just so buck, but it's rad to see him also do it on some long flat gap that looks hard to skate and you have to go so fast.
El Toro, dude.
Back three El Toro would be psycho. I think there's a few people that could get some good tries at that. I wouldn't be surprised if Jaden Bono, Mike, remember his blind part we talked about a few weeks ago? Is he back three the 17?
I think he's got it.
Yeah, I bet he could do it.
Yeah.
Dude, that back three down the 17 was just so glued to his feet. I was like, dude, honestly, I feel like he could have gone. Not that to like downplay it, but I wouldn't be shocked if he could do it down a 20. You know, he did it down that 17, like, so good.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, I don't know what the other tries look like. I did see one he posted on Instagram that he like lands and he stands up and he just like, I don't know if his truck wiggled or like he like starts nose manning and falls. It's so weird. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we've seen the stairs get fucked up. Now it's time for the rail. Now it's time for the stairs.
Yeah.
I gotta bring it back. Yeah.
I'm ready for people to start hawking it over that thing.
So gnarly. Wow.
It's insane. It looks
Element
so huge.
Element premiere is in 10 days. I bet we'll at least see some clips
That's
on the
gonna
rail.
be sick.
I bet we're seeing some tricks on the
I
L.
hope so.
I mean,
I
there's
hope
been
so.
rumors of Nyjah tricks on that rail that weren't in his Till Death Nike part, so it could be in this. I wouldn't be. I don't have a guess that Tyson did skate it, but I wouldn't be shocked if he were to skate it. Back Smith would be sick on it.
Has that
He
not
could do
been
it too.
I don't think Back Smith's been done.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't name one.
Yeah, I mean, from Feeble, obviously, 4. I bet dude, Back Smith would be sick.
I bet he could do it.
Dude, I bet he could too. But I mean, Nyjah, I've heard Nyjah did a few tricks, so I wouldn't be shocked if Nyjah Back Smith did though.
Nyjah switch 50.
Switch 50 on that would be so fuck.
That'd be insane.
Oh my gosh. I
hope it is true.
maybe back 5 or like Nollie back 50, back 50. There's a few that could come out. So gnarly. Wow.
I still think the nose blunt is so slept on.
Nollie nose blunt.
Nollie nose blunt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think that does get a little bit forgotten about.
I think because it was
Which is
just like
weird.
one video, just of the trick. Like if it wasn't a part.
It was
The rats
almost,
were birdhouse.
yeah, it wasn't in a part. It was almost like a what did they call it, a My War? It kind of was like a My War.
Yeah, I think they did give him a My War for it.
Yeah. It was just like behind the scenes of him getting a Nollie nose blunt down on tour. I would like to know why it was put out like that. Like if they just thought it'd be cool or what.
Birdhouse is weird, man.
What's his shoe sponsor?
He gets Vans.
Vans.
Yeah. But I don't think he's like on.
On the team, yeah.
But I think he's like pretty good hooked up through them. Yeah. Well, that's
You
as
guys-
far as his topic list. What?
One more thing. I think it came out today, but Transworld started like a new series called The Video Show.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
What did you
Pretty
say?
much like going in depth. Like Transworld Skateboarding, like the YouTube channel, they have like this new series called The Video Show. First episode is like Cairo Foster, and they pretty much go like super in depth into his part in The Reason. And it's just like really sick.
Oh,
It's,
that's
like, 20
sick.
And they go, because like those commentaries that they used to do, like they're sick, but sometimes something will pass by and they won't talk about it, or like
Yeah.
they'll finish their story quickly because there's another clip that they want to talk about. So this one they go like almost clip by clip and kind of dissect the whole part.
Wow, that's rad.
Yeah.
I want to watch that. I like that idea a lot. Because I was always a fan of Nike did it, and then Mike and I talked about a bunch that album rough cuts had commentary, which, like you're saying, I think it's so cool to hear their stories about the footage. But there's definitely stuff like they're talking about a clip, and then like 6 clips go by, and they don't really get to say much about those. Yeah, so that's cool the way they
like good production value. I guess. I think they're gonna do. I think they have like 5 already filmed, and they're gonna do a weekly. So
Sick.
1 week it'll be a Transworld part, and then the next week I think it'll be just a regular part, and then the next week. Yeah.
Cool. That's tight. Speaking of Transworld, Mike and I talked about this last week, but Daniel, is there, if you've seen the list of the duets lineup, is there a standout one? What one that you're most hyped for?
I mean, obviously, Chocolate, Vincent Alvarez, but who else is in there? Like,
there's Miles Silvis and Mika are sharing a part, and then there's
Frankie and Jake.
Frankie and Jake.
That looks awesome.
My pick for my most looking forward to. Ronnie Sandoval, Jake Hayes.
Oh, okay.
Jake Hayes, yeah. And then Ronnie Sandoval and who is he sharing a part with?
Robbie Russo.
Yeah, Robbie Russo and Ronnie Sandoval. So some tranny action is going to go down for sure. And is Tiago in it? He is, right?
I don't know.
Tiago and Carlos, man.
Yeah, Tiago and Carlos. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, okay.
Dang, that's going to be sick, too.
Yeah. And then Zach Wallen with Vincent Alvarez.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm looking forward to the most, is Zach Wallen and Vincent.
I remember,
fast.
Yeah, we were just talking about the speed. Like every clip
the fastest
is gonna be
video
so
part.
fast. It really is like lines. They just push so hard. Oh, that's sick.
I'm hyped.
Zach Wallen too. I wish
Like
he would
the
get more
first-
footage, more coverage.
Yeah.
It's like the first Transworld video, I think, for a while that it's like HD.
Yeah, the past 2 or 3 years have been VX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the name of last year? It's like mathematics.
Riddles and mathematics. And before that was substance. I haven't seen any of the riddles and mathematics parts in forever, but substance, there's a few that I really like. T-Funk has sick footage, and Davis Torgerson has a really cool part in that.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, he does.
Davis is so sick. Well, sick. Mike, anything else to add on?
No, that's all I got.
Yeah, I think that's
Lee
all I got as
Yanku.
well. Yeah, Lee. Capped it off with Lee. And Weekend, go watch that Weekend video. It's so good. Sick. All right. Well, Daniel, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man.
And,
Thanks for having me.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right. We'll be back in a week.